So I'm Rick with Marquee Towels, and we're coming here to show you today about towels' impact on sanitizer. So most food service accounts use quaternary sanitizer, probably 98% of them use quaternary sanitizer. What they don't realize is that towels have a really adverse effect on quaternary sanitizer. So one of the biggest write-ups that people get from the health inspector coming in is for their parts per million in their bucket being out of compliance. So we're looking anywhere from 150 to 400 parts per million, but when you get down to 150, it's dangerous because that's where it's getting close to not killing any bacteria or virus that might be present on the surface. And so you want to make sure it's between 200 and 400 parts per million. So I'm going to show you guys a demo today, and what it's going to show is this chemical works off a cationic charge. It's a positive chemical charge. Bacteria, fungus, mold, virus, they're all anionic, negative. So the positive chemical attaches to the negative bad stuff and kills it. The problem with towels are, this is anionic. So the chemical thinks this is what it needs to kill. So all of its energy goes and attaches this towel and becomes neutralized. It's called quat binding. So what I'm gonna show you today is we're gonna take a look at this sanitizer and show you what actually comes out of the towels. We're close to 400 parts per million, that's great. You go higher than that, it becomes a pesticide and it's not food contact safe anymore. So a towel's job in sanitizing is to take this chemical and put it on the surface. It's nice that a towel makes things clean, it picks up food particles, but really for food safety, it's important that it picks this chemical up and puts it onto the surface at the right parts per million.
And the dwell time for quat
is a minute for food service.
So that means that you need to spread it around evenly and it needs to be on the surface for 1 minute.
So what I'll do here is, this is our Pure Surf towels. They're sanitizer compatible towels. Submerge this in there. And it was pretty simple. All I did was dip it, squeeze it out, and we'll test what comes out of it. We're still 400 parts per million. So cotton towels, again, this is anionic. So when you introduce this into it, this chemical thinks this is a giant piece of bacteria or bioload, and it's putting all its energy is attaching to the fibers here. So if we were gonna go wipe up the surface right now, you'd like to see what comes out of it. So here's what happens. These are brand new towels. Towels that have been laundered perform much worse because alkaline detergents don't like quat. It's not changing colors, that's a problem. Because you took a perfectly good, and at the high end at 400 parts per million, you were at about maybe 50 parts per million. That's dangerous for a couple reasons. You don't kill anything onto the surface, and it can have bacteria that can build resistance to it. The bigger problem is, if you wiped up somewhere, we're all carriers of bacteria, you don't know what people have on you. Somebody could have E. coli, sit down and touch a surface. If you wipe down with this towel, you not only didn't kill that bacteria, this is now a carrier.
This dilutes the bucket when you put that in there. So now, we were at 400 parts per million. Now the bucket's down to, what does that say? 200 parts per million, that fast. That's how much quat bound to that towel.
So I had a customer that was using cotton towels, and I went and showed them this demo, and they said the number one write-up they had was their sanitation buckets. And they had it happen all the time. Once we got them on a sanitizer compatible towel, the guy came and hugged me 6 months later and said, we haven't gotten written up since we started using the towels. But even more important is, I consider towels like the last line of defense in sanitizing, because we're all carriers of bacteria. You wipe up a lot of things that might be raw chicken there, there's salmonella. And if it doesn't kill that bacteria and it carries on this towel, it can be transferred anywhere where people are eating, where raw foods are consumed, like salads. If you wipe up in those areas, you transfer that bacteria and people can get really sick. These are made to be used over and over. These medium weight ones like this one here, it should last 2 to 3 days. It picks up by little apertures in the towel, little holes. So it picks up crumbs and food debris and it washes out easily. The problem with linen towels is they pick up by fiber. So all of you guys have used linen towels before, and it picks up a bunch of crumbs, and you try to rinse it out and it doesn't rinse out, so you throw it in the hamper, grab another one. And so these are used, actually, cotton towels are used very disposably for them. They also smell because there's nothing in these that inhibit the growth of odor-causing bacteria. This has an antimicrobial in it, it won't ever smell, and you manage it better. So you don't have to have a laundry basket that starts to smell, attracts flies, and there's a huge cost savings because these last so long. While renting these looks inexpensive, there's loss fee, damage fee, all these different fees that they have on top of these. Buy these, you own them, as long as you can make them last, that's how much money you save.
So durability-wise, the heavyweights should last 5 or 6 days.
Yeah.
In the evening, you just put them in quat bucket, and because there's a little bit of, it's not detergent, it's...
Well, there's a mild detergent that's in
there
quats that'll help work out staining.
Any stains or anything like this, and you can just use them over and over and over.
Yeah.
So it's fantastic product.